And realizing now that I don't live in public housing.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here like in the real world now. Like, the bills ain't subsidized. It ain't no leniency. I gotta work. I gotta pay the bills. I need consistent income. Look at my smack bald head having ass looking like somebody's uncle and shit, bro. I can't be out here looking like this. Income I can continuously pull in. I don't care if it's YouTube. I don't care if it's gig work. I don't care if my job. It's all coming in, bro. I gotta stay consistent with any income, bro. Like, I never want to go without a solid source of income coming in, bro. My job is priority. My job now is priority even before YouTube, even before anything else. That stability that I never could keep, that's priority for me, for real. And I always had a lot of people telling me too, bro. Like, I had people giving me advice that I didn't take. I had people telling me, like, bro, like, I understand, bro, like, what you trying to do, but, bro, you got to hold down a job at some point. I had people telling me that, bro. I didn't listen. So
Wait, you didn't listen. How you not listening to your friends telling you if you don't work, you don't eat? So he was so used, ladies and gentlemen. That's the plague. That is the cancer that public housing implements into these people's minds, is that they think life is sweet. No, you actually got to work for what you want. You actually got to work for what you want to eat. You cannot just accept government assistance year after year after year after year. 6 years in government assistance is some crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. 6 years? Stop the cap. That's some crazy ass work.
I had to learn, had to go through it the hard way, and I went through it the worst way possible.
Stop the cap.
Almost being homeless with my family, bro, because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to take that advice that was given to me. It's a learning lesson, bro, and I kept repeating that, though.
Stop it.
That's the thing. I never wanted to listen.
Stop it. Get some help.
I always felt like I knew what was right for me in my life. I didn't want to live by the rules. I didn't want to live a normal life like everybody else. I wanted to chase social media and be successful and be famous and make all this money the easy way without putting in the work and grind. That was me, bro.
You was a light-skinned ass ninja wanting to meet Tyler Perry, even though Tyler Perry has all these allegations. You wanted Tyler Perry to touch you. Whoa!
I did that. At that time, bro, I felt like I ain't even deserve to have a family. I'm like, I got a family I can't even take care of, for real. Life ain't no game, bro. Life ain't no joke, bro. Especially when you got responsibilities, bro. You hear me? Like, real
Entrepreneur, you can work for yourself. And let me just put into contents of how much bread you can make doing gig work. So if you do the math and you make, hold on, let me pull up my calculator real fast. If you do $200 a day times 30, that's 6 bands. Now, $200 a day, that's a very good day, but you're going to have to work the entire length of the day from sunrise to sunset. So let's keep it a being. A lot of people's not working from sunrise to sunset. So let's just say $100 a day times 30, bro. That's 3 bands. That's 3 bands. This rack Dontay can come up 3 bands plus from the YouTube AdSense check. That's going to push him over 4 bands, at least 3,500. That's going to pay for your rent. That's going to pay for everything you have to take care of. You know what's crazy work? This man has a whole CDL license. He can record content pushing the truck, showing the scenery of going to point A to point B, showing the road, but he decides to mooch off of the government. So at the end of the day, we are living in a generation to where people just don't want to work. They're extremely lazy, and now these people are forced to work.
I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids, and we're not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what.
Wait. Hold on. See, this is where the message is getting misconstrued. If you are disabled, if you are a U.S. veteran, if you are elderly, then of course government assistance should come to those people that actually need help. But if you're fully able to go and work, then you should work, period. How are you going to be sitting on your ass complaining to the government that you're broke and now they're funding your account? So now you're living for free, but who's paying for these people's way of living? The taxpayers? So let me get this straight. I am going out into the street, busting my ass. Whoa! I'm working. Meanwhile, somebody gets to sit on their ass, chill, eat potato chips, watch their favorite TV shows, binge watch whatever they want to watch, while my taxpayers are going to pay for their way of living. Because who's paying for their way of living? It's the working class. Taxpayers are paying for these people's way of living. They're going to backdoor and complain, talking about, oh, I ain't going to work for nobody. I ain't working for no white man. What?
Shut your bitch ass up.
That's some crazy work.
Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my kids. Get the out of here. You know what I'm saying?
What? Nah, you can't have grown ass people having this type of mindset, bro. He said that they work for me, taxpayers. Yo, nah, see, that's what's making it. That's why your Trump is seeing it from the outside looking in. He's saying these people have the audacity to not only receive government assistance, but now they bragging about it. Now they gloat in the back and no shame, no sense of any type of dignity. They're saying that taxpayers works for them. Well, now what you about to do? The government is so petty, they took away the assistance on Thanksgiving. That's some crazy work. Thanksgiving? How you gonna take away the
Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a boss. What the I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on, y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars, but when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to help us. I need my EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my EBT. Stop playing with me, yo.
That's got to be a parody. Comment section. Y'all think that's a parody? You think somebody that stupid? It could be real though. I ain't gonna even lie. We got some other ones. Let's run them. They get stupider.
Donald Marchman J. Trump. I'm gonna take it just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting their food stamps together in November? Cause I'm getting mine. I don't know about the rest, but I'm getting mine. Cause I'm gonna take it just like this on Jesus Lamar Christ. I will be at
Lamar.
wall, my steel toes on, and my helmet, and I try to stop me from going out that store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the fuck I'm turning to. If you think you're going to stop me from leaving out that monthly
Ain't no way.
groceries that I get every month, I ain't
Hold on, man. Hold on, bruh. People really. Let's go to the next content.
She works at the food stamp office. Listen to what she says.
It is because of Trump. So yeah.
So
this is all political. This is all political.
And this is all because of Trump, basically.
No, basically it is because of Trump. There ain't no sidestepping it. I'm blaming him for everything. Me as a United States citizen, I have the right.
Yo, one thing that you have to understand is that Trump can do whatever he wants to do because at the end of the day, Trump is not paying for my bills. Trump is not going to tell me that I can't go outside unless he implements militia law. Trump can't tell me that I can't eat this or eat that. Trump is not going to tell me when I can pay my bills. Trump is not going to tell me what job that I can go to. Whatever's going on over there shouldn't have an impact on you going out and get it because at the end of the day, you have to be a hustler. You have to work. People don't want to work. They want to cry on the phone. But what you have to understand, all that crying, all that energy can be used to actually applying for jobs online. And if you don't have a computer, you can go to your local public library. If you don't have a car, you can catch the bus. What happened to those times? What happened to catching the bus and going to where you need to go? Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a will, then there is a way. I don't care what is in front of you. If you have to walk, then you have to plan accordingly. 6 hours, 12 hours, and get to your destination. It is what it is. Somebody's going to see you. Somebody's going to get you a car. Am I asking you to be a sympathy case and hope somebody's going to give you a car? No, but your good deeds is not going to go unnoticed. Also, when you put yourself in a situation to win 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, you're going to win. So people don't want to do that effort because it requires energy. The energy, they rather watch their favorite Netflix shows. They rather be a spectator than to be the superstar in their own real life because let's keep it a bean. People grab their favorite foods on Sunday and they watch other athletes on TV. But in reality, in their own personal lives, they don't want to be the LeBron James. They don't want to be the Tom Brady of their lives. They rather be spectators. They know all the stats. They know all the trends. They know the person's height, the shoe size, when they was born, what hospital they was born at, what type of milk, when did they drink milk, the first time they drove a car. They know everything about the next man, what's going on in their personal lives. Crying on the phone, talking about EBT, these same people be knowing everything about the next person, what's going on in your life. Your life has purpose as well. Do not let these statistics, do not let these trends, do not let the bias be true that ninjas are no good as going to have to keep it YouTube friendly. Don't let that stereotype be true. Once again, people wish that was in America. You have people in third world countries, ladies and gentlemen, third world countries that risk their lives to come to America to be in the same situation as Americans. But yet Americans, not all, but Americans are crying right now because of EBT. That's some crazy ass work.
To voice my opinion. I still have that legal right, constitutional right, let's put it that way, freedom of speech, whether he likes it or not. Can't stand him. I can't.
You know, lollygagging, thinking life a game. Like, it ain't that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so all of it was like, because I didn't want to work. That was the thing, bro. I didn't want to work for somebody else. But like, damn, bro, like, you get to a point to where it's like, okay, bro, how much do you want to keep struggling? How much do you want to keep going through all this that you're going through constantly because you just don't want to work? That's what I tell myself, bro. So I'm like, bro, if I had stable income, I wouldn't have went through 90% of what I went through over the last 5 years if I would have just had a solid source of income. I went through what I went through because I did.
What? If you had stable income, my guy, you did it to yourself. He said, if I had stable income, my Nick, you was claiming $0 income because you was living in public housing. This victim mindset has to stop. You got to stop the cap. Are we serious, ladies and gentlemen? If I had income, my guy, you chose not to work. That's why you don't have income.
I want to work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was lazy. That's really what it was, bro. I was lazy. And I had like a bunch of like self-work ethic. Like if I could make my own money, I was cool. I was grinding. But when it came to working for somebody else, I ain't had no good work ethic there. But that's the important. That's part of being a man. You know, we live in a world nowadays where everybody want to be content creators. Everybody want to be on social media. Everybody want to own businesses. That's just how life is now. You don't come across people who say they want to work jobs or talk highly of jobs. It's people don't do it, bro. Everybody always complain about working. I was one of those people too. You don't realize how scary it is, bro, until you ain't got nowhere to stay. That terrified me. You hear me? That terrified me. It was stuff I ain't even show on YouTube, bro. I was crying in my wife's arms, bro. I was crying, holding my...
What? Yo, fellas, take heed of this message. You should never be crying in your wife's arms because your ass is lazy and you don't want to go to work. You should be crying in your wife's arms because something unfortunate occurred and it was out of your hands, such as your dog passing away, such as loved ones passing away, such as unfortunate events that once again you are out of control. But to be a man crying because you don't have money, but you didn't work for the past 5 years, what does that make you look like?
Son, bro, telling them, bro, I'm so sorry that I got us in this position. I'm gonna get our lives together. I promise we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? That was a wake-up call for me, bro. So at that point, bro, I'm like, yeah, I left YouTube. I ain't care about YouTube, bro. I left YouTube for an entire month, bro. I just stopped uploading, bro. Cause I'm like, bro, this ain't cool, bro. Like, look at where I'm at in my life, bro. I can't afford.
Yo, you left YouTube because you got the bag already. You got tired of scamming and you get called out by every single content creator that's online. Everybody made content about this, right, Dontay? The kitchen, the heat got hot. You got out of the kitchen and now you're coming back because EBT is canceled and now you're going to record yourself going to work. In reality, you're an enabled body and you could be working this entire time for the past 5-6 years. You chose to sit on your ass. YouTube check decided to, it's inconsistent when it comes to YouTube. So you was solely relying on YouTube. You couldn't pay your bills, so you made struggle content. The views started increasing, and now you're talking about what?
For my bills, I can't, you feel me? Like, I need to go and get my life in order, bro. I need to leave this social media shit alone and just go and get my life right. I ain't never felt that low before in my life, bro. I never felt that low before in my life. Like, I got a family, bro, and I can't even, you feel me? And so that's why I started sharing the videos. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, bro, I gotta do whatever I gotta do to get these bills paid so I can keep my crib. You feel me? At that point, I ain't care with nobody.
Oh my goodness. So he's saying that he was willing to sell his soul to pay for his bills, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine being a sellout that bad, having your ass in the air. Whoa! This man said that he's willing to do anything to get a YouTube check.
Nobody thought about me. I ain't care about sharing the journey at that point. Yes, it wasn't like I didn't want to share that journey when I was losing my crib and all of that, but I did it because it was a desperate attempt to be able to keep my apartment. You feel me? So yeah, it was just a wake up call for me. And realizing now that I don't live in public housing, You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here like in the real world now. Like, the bills ain't subsidized. It ain't no leniency. I gotta work. I gotta pay the bills. I need consistent income. You know, when you living in market rate, it ain't no joke out here. I was stupid, bruh. Like, I was confused. I didn't know which direction to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, what I wanted to lock in on. I thought I did. I was locking in on content because I felt like that was the only way that I was gonna ever make some consistent money, because I had no faith in me keeping no type of job or finding no type of career. I made so many mistakes, bruh, but I can't blame nobody but myself, bruh. Like, it was because of me I was in that situation for so long. It was because of me I was in that situation a few months ago, right? Because I lacked the work ethic. I was being lazy. I didn't want to hold a job and be a man and take care of responsibilities for my family, bro. That's messed up, bro. My mind wasn't in the right place, bro. You know, I felt like a...
Yo, what? Imagine being a whole man with a family talking about I'm lazy. You have a family. You don't have the time. You don't have the lane to be lazy. You have a kid. It'd be one thing if you was a person that was single, you know, okay, because at the end of the day, the consequence falls on you. But if you're lazy, that's going to hit home. That's impacting your wife. That's impacting the household.
Failure, bro. I was a failure, bro. I can't even say I wasn't a failure, bro. A man who can't provide for his family, bro, you failed, bro. Especially if it's because you chose to take a path that wasn't consistent. I can't blame nobody but myself, bro. So I'm never making that mistake again. So I don't care what I gotta do, bro. What I gotta do. I am going to take care of my family. I am going to hold down this job. I'm going to continue to grind on my channel. Wherever income I can continuously pull in. I don't care if it's YouTube. I don't care if it's gig work. I don't care if my job is all coming in, bro. I gotta stay consistent with any income, bro. Like, I never want to go without a solid source of income coming in, bro. My job is priority. My job now is priority even before YouTube, even before anything else. That stability that I never could keep, that's priority for me, for real. And I always had a lot of people telling me too, bro. Like, I had people giving me advice that I didn't take. I had people telling me, like, bro, like, I understand, bro, like, what you trying to do, but, bro, you got to hold down a job at some point. I had people telling me that, bro. I didn't listen. So
Wait, you didn't listen. How you not listening to your friends telling you if you don't work, you don't eat? So he was so used, ladies and gentlemen. That's the plague. That is the cancer that public housing implements into these people's minds, is that they think life is sweet. No, you actually got to work for what you want. You actually got to work for what you want to eat. You cannot just accept government assistance year after year after year after year. 6 years in government assistance is some crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. 6 years? Stop the cap. That's some crazy ass work.
I had to learn, had to go through it the hard way. And I went through it the worst way possible. Almost being homeless with my family, bro. Because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to take that advice that was given to me. It's a learning lesson, bro. And I kept repeating that, though. That's the thing. I never wanted to listen. I always felt like I knew what was right for me in my life. I didn't want to live by the rules. I didn't want to live a normal life like everybody else. I wanted to chase social media and be successful and be famous and make all this money the easy way without putting in the work and grind. That was me, bro.
You was a light-skinned ass ninja wanting to meet Tyler Perry, even though Tyler Perry has all these allegations. You wanted Tyler Perry to touch you. Whoa!
I did that. At that time, bro, I felt like I ain't even deserve to have a family. I'm like, I got a family I can't even take care of, for real. Life ain't no game, bro. Life ain't no joke, bro. Especially when you got responsibilities, bro. You hear me? Like, real.
He like Haitian, I think. He like Haitian. He was cool. He don't speak that good of English, though.